Oh, gotta come over here and get Botto. There you guys all are. Then there's me. Then we go back around to you guys.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is my demonstration speech for how to catch a fly ball in baseball. There's a couple different steps, and the reason you want to get good at this is baseball is considered a lot of times to be America's pastime, and that's important to us because, I mean, if it's America's pastime, you don't want to look silly when you're out there with your kids playing baseball or when you're out there playing in a church league softball. So the first thing we're going to go over is a ball that's hit in the air right at you. Alright, so that's going to start. I'm going to have one of the audience members help me out here. So what's going to happen is the first thing we're going to start with is our foot, our foot. So it's going to start, our feet are going to be in an athletic position about shoulder length apart, and we're going to have a slight bend in it. A lot of people, they rest their hands on their knees, or what I personally enjoy is when someone takes it right here, they look ready to catch a ball when it's hit. And the first thing we're going to do as soon as the ball's hit is we're going to drop our foot backwards. See, I'm left-handed, so I'm going to be dropping my right foot backwards. If you're right-handed, then you're going to be dropping your left foot. Alright, so let's see that. So our first step, the ball's hit, and there's our right foot back. I'll get into why we do this later on in the speech. But, alright, so now I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is going to be a ball hit straight at us. When it's hit, first step back, hands come up. Notice how I caught the ball with both hands. This is because we don't want to be catching the ball with just our glove hand, because if the ball hits and then pops out, we're not stuck with a safety line. So if we keep that other hand up there, when the ball hits the glove, we catch it and we squeeze the glove together like so, as everyone can see. Alright, so now that's the most basic principle of catching a fly ball. It's catching a ball right at us. Now we're going to get into a little bit more complicated version, such as catching a ball to our left or to our right. Alright, so I'm going to have the audience help me out again. It's the same concept. We're going to start right here. Ball hit straight, ball's hit to our left. We're starting there. Ball's hit to our left. We're not going to be taking that step back because we know the ball is off in that direction. So once the ball is hit, we're going to go rotate our hips and cross that leg over so we gain as much ground as possible in the first step. We don't want to sit there and go here. We're not getting any drive or momentum. We don't want to sit and drop our leg back either because we're losing ground. So the key is to pop our hips, rotate those hips, and step over just so that we can gain as much ground as possible. Alright, so the ball's going to be hit. It's going to look something like this. Boom, catching, boom. Notice how I'm still catching the ball with both hands. Also, when you catch the ball with both hands, it aids in the transfer process. A lot of times people catch it with one hand and then they have to bring this hand up and take the ball out of the glove, and to me that takes time, and time that could be used spent to throwing out a runner that's trying to take an extra base on the hit. Alright, so now that we've done our left side, we're going to do something similar. It's going to be our right side. Right side, almost the same exact thing, except we're not going to be stepping over with our right foot, we're going to be doing it with our left foot. So we're still popping those hips, we're mirroring what we did. The only difference is if you're left-handed when you're catching the ball to the right, your glove hand is a little bit more awkward of a catch. So when we're stepping over, we're going to make the catch, boom, and we're going to have to rotate all the way around so that we get as much momentum as possible. Remember, when we caught the ball going to the left, we caught it here, and we were able to come through and without the rotation. So when the ball's hit off to our right, it's going to look just like this. The ball's going to be hit, we're going to make our step, catching it with both hands still. Notice how it's hard to rotate all the way through. So we're going to spin and find our target just like that. Same thing. Alright, the last step that we're going to go over is, if we've gone over one right at us, to our left and to our right, we need to know what we have to do when the ball is hit behind us. Now, that comes back to what our muscle memory about our dropping our back foot when the ball is hit. This is so that in case the ball gets hit behind us, our muscle memory is ready to go straight back, and we've already got an extra step on the ball before it's hit. So, straight back, we're turning. Notice how I'm not watching the ball when it's hit. I'm getting back as quickly as possible, and then I'm turning up and finding the ball where you catch it with both hands. All right. So an example of this: the ball's going to be hit. I'm dropping. I find it, catching it with both hands. I'm coming through the ball, having that second hand up there, ready to throw, and using those basic steps is going to make it a lot easier to teach your kids how to play baseball, or to make sure you're not looking silly out there in your church league softball game.